Good evening, everyone. This is John Burgos, and I want to welcome you to this evening's special edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And special because we're hosting a brand new speaker, Julie, who is a modern-day mystic, and she's going to be talking to us about the diamond micrid and actually take us through diamond matrix activation that you guys are going to want to hold on for because her work is just spectacular. I've been excited about Julie's work for quite a while now. I was introduced to her, I don't know, about 7-8 months ago. Time is flying, but time doesn't make sense, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. But once the introduction took place and I experienced the work, I was just totally blown away, and I was just so excited that the time has come for Julie to step out in the Telesummit world and really make an impact on the lives of you guys who are listening to these type of broadcasts. Again, it's going to be an amazing call. Julie's going to take live calls as well. So any of you all who are listening, if you want to ask your question live, you can press *2 if you've called in on the phone line, or raise your hand on my side, or you can type your question onto the webcast page if you're listening to this call from the website. Julie's also going to cover how to gain greater clarity and access your own powerful inner wisdom. And you're going to get an experience of increasing your inner life, right? How exciting is that? You're going to get an amplification of your innate gifts, clearing and strengthening of your heart, deepening self-love, and the ability to connect the love at the heart creation, and so much more during this call. So let me start by telling you a little bit more about Julie, and we're going to dive right in. So Julie, like I said earlier, is a modern-day mystic, a visionary spiritual teacher, and a catalyst for inspired change, and the initiator of the original diamond light grid work in 2003. She has lived in relatively reclusive life for many years in the UK while she honed and developed her connection to the diamond matrix. She's now ready to share her deep wisdom as it relates to the diamond and human spiritual potential and empowerment with those who are willing to hear. Julie's work is multidimensional in the same way that the diamond is multifaceted and emits the brilliance of its internal light and incorporates consciousness, science, spiritual guidance, healing, energy field readings, and body-soul integration. And Julie, with that, welcome to today's show. Thank you so much for joining us on your first Telesummit here on Beyond the Ordinary.
John, thank you so much for actually inviting me to participate and share in this wonderful space that you have created with your community. I'm just really thrilled to be a part of it and to have the opportunity to share some of the diamond energy, essence, information, and wisdom with a much larger audience. So thank you very much.
Well, it's exciting, and again, after experiencing your work, I had to share it with everybody that I know, so this is so perfect. So let's get into this. You talk about the diamond matrix. What is that?
Okay, so, well, I talk about the diamond, first of all, because the fundamental shape or sacred geometry of the matrix itself all hangs around a simple, sacred geometric form, which I refer to as the diamond. In other languages, it's referred to or known as the sacred octahedron. And it is indeed a sacred octahedron, a very sacred form that enables us to crystallize, to build bridges between the ethereal, if you like, the unformed consciousness, and bring it actually into form through our being. So the fundamental shape, so for those of you that may not be familiar with it, the octahedron is two pyramids. If you can visualize or imagine this, it's two pyramids joined in the middle, base to base, forming an absolutely perfect octahedron. Now, this shape, when it actually links together, forms a fabric or a matrix that knits together and joins together everything in the universe. And it's quite fascinating to actually discover and to learn about how this shape manifests. And the more it's unfolded for me through the work that I've actually done, the more amazed and amazing and awesome it's actually been for me as part of this really exciting journey. So we discover, for instance, that right at the macro levels of the universe, that superclusters of galaxies actually link together in space, in this universe that we have, in an octahedral form. They follow the axes and the form of an octahedron. So the galaxies themselves actually form a matrix through which they are able to share information. And we come right down to the level of our bodies, and we actually find that there are octahedral shaped, I like to call them biological resonators, that begin to vibrate with a frequency that connects us immediately with these faraway galaxies, because there is this interconnected network that is the form of these interconnected octahedra, from the level within the cellular structure of our bodies right up to this superstructure at the universal level. It is a conduit. The diamond matrix is creates for us, if you like, a field of consciousness that enables us to be a living bridge between the formless and between form, between the heavens and the earth, between soul, spirit, and matter. And that's one of the vital aspects of what this diamond and the diamond grid actually does, is it enables us to bring the light of higher evolved consciousness, information, wisdom, knowledge, and power into our very being, to embody it. So we become the living bridges for the anchoring of this elevated consciousness into form. Now, in many schools of thought, that's known as the ascension process. You know, a lot of people relate to it in that sense, that it is the ascension process, this embodiment of spirit into matter. I've heard it referred to as descension, and I absolutely love that, because descension is really about the embodiment process, and that's how I tend to work, is very somatically. So I work with the body so that we can create space. So this diamond matrix is what holds together everything in the universe. It is the heart of all that is. And in fact, what it does is it stimulates and it supports us in being able to access greater heart energy, so that we become a vehicle for merging human heart with soul heart, with cosmic heart, and being the bridge between all of those levels, really expanding ourselves and knowing ourselves as the inner universe that we actually are, that we are sort of one with the stars. So it's a very, very simple geometry that links together, as I say, in this matrix, from the micro level to the macro level, that just enables the most profound, expansive functionality, if you like. So I always say it's really simple in its form, but it is incredibly profound in the way that it functions and supports us in this spiritual journey that we are on this planet. And one of the things that is really, really significant and important for me, there are many things about the diamond. I mean, I can talk for days about the diamond. But the one thing is that we are living in an environment, and we're all very, very familiar with this, where we know that the energy that's coming onto this planet is increasing in frequency, it's increasing in intensity, almost on a daily basis. You know, we get these blasts of energy and these downloads. And I always say to people, just imagine, for instance, you have this nice, soft, oval auric field, which is what we've been led to believe our auric field actually is. And you imagine how that auric field can cope with downloads and intense bombardment of both high frequency energy, as well as the volume of energy, if you like, the amount of energy that we're receiving. We need to be able to organize this energy in a very coherent way without being thrown out of balance. The minute we adjust our energy fields to create this diamond matrix, we become a coherent receiver and transmitter of this energy. It's a very, very strong shape. It is actually the octahedron, just one of the qualities that it has. It is the most powerful shape. It can actually enclose the greatest volume relative to its size of any of the sacred geometric forms. And that to me is fascinating. That's one of the reasons why it is so needed and so valuable for the energetic times that we find ourselves in on this planet. It gives us an opportunity to organize and to be able to receive, sort through, and utilize the energy, the information, the higher consciousness that we're actually being gifted with, because that's really what it is at the moment. We are being gifted with this transfer of energy that's really filtering through this diamond matrix from the universal level right down to our physical level on this planet. So that's just a brief overview. Does that kind of encompass it, John?
Oh, I think you were extremely thorough with it, absolutely. So let me ask you this. How do we access this matrix, or if we're already accessing it, how do we enhance its capabilities?
It's an ongoing process. Accessing it is very often by intention. If you like, we can give the intention to actually open ourselves to form this energy. But one of the best ways of actually doing this is to work with somebody who has already activated this matrix within them, because you're then brought into an existing resonant field, and that begins the process of activating the potentials within the biological resonators and within your energy field itself. So that is one of the faster ways, if you like, and it is part of a deep spiritual process. Many people who've been on the spiritual path for many years are actually finding that suddenly they're seeing these diamonds in their own energy fields, becoming aware of those diamonds in other people's energy fields. So there is an organic process, if you like, as part of our natural spiritual searching, our natural spiritual work, as part of our purification, as part of our clearing out, that this alignment actually begins to take place, but we can catalyze it by being brought into that field that is actually already being held, if you like. And it's something that a few people around the world have actually been focusing very, very specifically on for a number of years now, and really holding that frequency. And that's been sort of fascinating. I mean, there are so many anecdotes and stories that I can tell. I do a lot of that in the webinars that I actually share with people. And then deepening it. If you think about a diamond and you think about the matrix, you have so many internal facets, and the light bounces off those facets from within a diamond, revealing the brilliance that is actually within it, and then broadcasting that brilliance out. You can see it as you twist and you turn. So you can imagine now that if you have a matrix of diamonds within your own energy field, which is what ultimately develops, is that each time you turn that diamond to present another facet, there's another potential that can be activated, that is requiring to be cleared in order to reveal more of the light that's within. So it's an ongoing process of shifting, turning, moving the light throughout our being so that we can activate more and more of those facets. So it really requires a lot of dedication. It requires a lot of awareness, which is one of the reasons why I think I spent so many years in the UK sitting with it, working with it, asking higher self. It's a vehicle. The other thing about the diamond is it's a vehicle for your soul. So as your ability to connect more deeply and strongly with the soft, sometimes the soft whispers of your soul voice actually enhances. That also provides us with yet more insight in respect of activating additional facets of the diamond. So yeah, it's an ongoing process that we can actually be supported with by working with somebody who has actually been through many of the processes. And has stabilized, if you like, that diamond field. Does that make sense?
That's phenomenal. And yeah, that makes lots of sense. And for everyone that's just joining the broadcast, Julie's going to take us through a diamond matrix activation that you're going to want to hang out for. So we'll get to that a little bit later. But Julie, besides holding the space that you talked by being with someone who's gone through this activation and that holds this matrix as well, how do you, as a teacher, as someone who's leading people into these awareness, help out individuals and groups to help them access more of this matrix within themselves?
Each time, well, what I do, and I have been doing with the core diamond community, as I call them, for quite some time, is I actually hold monthly, what I call diamond transmissions, and that's really what they are. So there's a different aspect. We work with sort of aspects such as grace, as developing inner joy, and we really work on focusing the diamond light into very specific qualities, helping to release and remove patterns that are perhaps standing in the way, things that we may have inherited. We work down at the DNA level. So we work in many different ways, and that's one of the things that I actually do in groups with the diamond community. So we've been evolving and growing the diamond matrix in that way. One of the other ways that is just really fascinating to work with as a one-on-one basis is actually remote, what I call the remote activations or the remote alignments, because those function through the diamond light grid to help to clear inherited ancestral patterns, for instance. The clarity of the diamond and working in and through the diamond grid is such that there is a great deal of visibility in respect of patterning that may be preventing somebody in some aspect of their life. Not totally, you know, because somebody can be working with and activating their grid, but there are various aspects of their life where patterning is held within the matrix that is preventing that from becoming fully embodied or fully activated. So I would work on doing, for instance, ancestral healing, ancestral clearing, timeline healing and clearing, cellular healing and clearing on a very personal level, and then providing the insights for the individuals to be able to take that development further. Because one of the prime essences of the diamond is ultimately about the realization of our own potential, of the embodiment of that empowerment, our personal empowerment to be able to take that journey further ourselves. So there are multiple ways that I actually work with people through providing knowledge, through providing energetic support, and then within groups. And of course, the benefit of working within groups is one of the aspects of the diamond is that it amplifies anything that is actually put within it. And when you have a couple of diamonds working together, you actually have, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like an exponential amplification effect through all of the different diamonds that are linked in. So the benefit of actually doing group work is that we actually raise the awareness through this additional amplification of the interlinked diamonds. So we really work on opening up the lenses, bringing the light in, and amplifying it as much as possible in that way. So it provides much, much greater clarity that way.
Great. What kinds of changes have you seen in the clients that you work with from when they first started working with you, even after a couple of sessions or doing your work and then coming back to you? What differences do you notice as someone who's activating other people?
Oh, gosh, that is so varied, because it's as varied as the individuals themselves, because every single session is so client-specific, and it really depends on what is actually presented for clearing. You know, some of the things that I've actually found, there was a client in Canada, for instance, one of the ladies that I worked with in Canada, who had been very reluctant to step into her healing work. And we did just one session, one remote session. I was in the UK at the time, and I worked remotely with her. And it was a really deep and very profound session that we actually had. And literally a week after we finished, she had booked her flight. She'd gone down to the US to do a healing course that she'd been wanting to do for a long time. And she stepped into her soul purpose. You know, that's really one of the joys of being able to see that. For some, it's a gradual unfoldment that it actually requires more sessions. For others, it is just deeper clarity and deeper sense of peace within themselves to be able to continue their own journey with a knowingness and a much, much deeper trust. And that's one of the things, one of the really significant things that I've noticed with many people. In fact, for many, many people, once they have the experience of the diamond, one of the things, the common responses that people give is it feels like coming home. Because that's what it is. Ultimately, when we work with that matrix, we come home to the fullness, to the beauty, to the magnificence of ourselves. And in that coming home, we rediscover that passion and purpose for life, for living our physical life. So that's probably one of the most profound things. There have been healings that have taken place. So it can be healing because in another sense, diamond is also known as the master healer. The gem diamond, for instance, it holds the internal matrix structure that is given its strength by the octahedron. So it's no surprise that the gem diamond is known as the master healer. So all of the work that we do through bringing ourselves back into balance and alignment and stability within the diamond matrix often facilitates physical healing. It can also be emotional and mental healing. So there are aspects of that that have been realized by clients. So it really depends on where an individual is when they come into the diamond space. I've got a client at the moment that I'm working with in the UK, and her big issue that she's come with is physical. And she has already, through sort of 1 or 2 sessions, realized physical benefits as a consequence of it. So it just is. It's amazing in its, as I say, its expansive ability to connect with people where they are at, to be able to provide the insight, the information, the support at whatever level it is needed for the individuals.
That's wonderful. So let's have our callers experience your work directly. So I want to go ahead and start taking live calls and take some webcast questions. We've had several questions already come in that are amazing. What kind of questions do you like to work with so that we can really facilitate as many of these live calls as possible, or questions that are coming in?
I'm not quite sure I understand. What kind of questions do I like to work with?
Well, in other words, a lot of people calling in. Yeah, they'll ask, is there something specific to the work that you want done, or do you read into the caller's energy and see what's coming in, tell them what they want to work on? It's how do you typically set that up so that you can get information and know how to move forward?
That's a difficult one, because what I do generally is I work very much with my inner vision and with the sense of what somebody is actually presenting with. So the healing I tend to do and the remote work that I tend to do is very focused within the diamond grid. So it's not very often that I would do healing. So why don't you just actually present the questions and we'll see what I can actually work with in respect of the callers.
Perfect. Excellent.
So
well, let's go ahead and get into
more,
some live calls.
Sorry, John?
No, let's go ahead and get into some calls then and some questions. And actually the first question I want to take is a webcast question. It was written in from Kelvin and Victoria. And this is pretty interesting. Kelvin writes, when I was 18-year-old, I had a near-death experience of memory unfolding years after a visionary experience. She saw Mother Mary and Jesus as her first 2 contact guides after that near-death experience. She says that Jesus was a bright light, but the Divine Mother told her that it wasn't time, and she opened her heart and then her chest and gave her a diamond matrix from her heart. Then she was told to share this diamond matrix with everyone she met, but she's not quite sure how to use this gift of consciousness, though. And she wants to know if you have any suggestions and then she can activate this more fully in her life.
Oh, I love that. That's brilliant, because
Right?
the essence of the diamond actually fuels the opening of the heart. And so that is actually really profound. And that's honestly what's happened with a lot of people. And let me just say to you, I mean, from the perspective of my own journey, what actually happened was that I was presented in 2004 with this at 2:30 in the morning with this 6-foot diamond matrix of light, and told that I had to build this grid. And this grid went between the stars, and I kind of went, I don't know how to do this. And higher self said to me, you know how to do this, and the grid is the vehicle for the light codes. And I actually sat in meditation and I said, show me. Show me what I need to do. Show me. Help me to understand what I'm actually doing here. And what I would actually suggest to the caller that's actually sort of posed that question is, you have been given that diamond matrix because you have the power within you. It's been activated within you. You have the power within you to unfold that. The only thing that is probably stopping you from being able to do that, so it's like, well, how do I do that, is possibly lack of trust in your own guidance, lack of trust in your higher self, and stepping into the power that that diamond matrix has offered you, what the gift is from Mother Mary that you've actually been given. Take your consciousness into your heart, connect with that matrix that you were actually given, and ask the question, how is it best for me? Because for each individual, sometimes we share it with others just by being our diamond self, by holding that within our space, by holding it within our heart. We broadcast it wherever we go. You might want to try anchoring it through your body, cascading that matrix into the rest of your body, into the Earth Star, and then letting go, because you know that wherever you go, you're carrying that matrix and you're broadcasting it with you. The diamond is the ultimate receiver and broadcaster of information. The more you let down the barriers of your heart, the greater that ability will be to be able to broadcast that light and love. And in fact, that's one of the things that I'm going to do in the matrix activation this evening, is to work specifically on letting down the barriers of the heart so that we can actually do that. So that's what I would suggest you do, is to take your consciousness into your heart, ask your higher self to be with you, and to ask that question, because it's going to be very, very unique for you in respect of the way in which you are required. That's part of your soul purpose. So I hope that actually makes a bit of sense. I'll tell you that one of the things that I actually have done over the years is I gave my higher self a name, and I call her Big Jules. Because I say, Big Jules is the aspect of me that actually knows and sees a heck of a lot more than I do. So every time I kind of get into those situations, and especially when I'm doing remote sessions, for instance, I get presented with all sorts of very strange stuff, very weird symbology, very often presented as archetypes and as obscure information, and I sit. And I'll go, okay, Big Jules, what do you want me to do with this? Is there anything that I need to do with this? Is there anything that I actually need to share with the client? What do I need to understand about this? And very often, if it's necessary for me to share that with the client, I'll be given the information. And if not, it's just an image and something that will make sense to the client. So it's been a case of operating on total trust, and in that empowerment, because that is the essence of the diamond. It's your higher self that is actually being given to you within your heart center. And it's the gift of yourself, it's the gift of your soul, it's the gift of that activates and will help to activate the hearts within others. So I hope that helps, and I hope you'll stay with us for the activation this evening, because it will be very interesting to see how that opens up for you. So I hope that helps.
I think that's wonderful. I think it helps tremendously, but what you're failing to mention, Julie, and that's, you're so humble, I love it, is that these diamond template activations that are in the special offer also, that would be huge for Kelvin and anybody else who's looking to actually deconstruct and repattern and activate that cosmic heart and balance. And again, we'll get into the product later, but it's powerful. It's powerful, and this is really going to help to anchor in those things that we're innately capable of. We just need that booster and the awareness to really activate and also be in resonance with others like you, Julie, who are keeping this energy, because like energy attracts like energy and amplifies it.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. Absolutely. Kelvin, great question. Yeah, thank you for sharing your experience, Kelvin.
Very good. Thank you.
And let's go to a live caller now. Next caller I want to take is a caller from San Francisco, California. Telephone number ending in 3113. San Francisco, you there?
Hello, my name is Dina. And I guess
Dina, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I guess my question is, I seem to be kind of blocked accessing my divinity.
Okay.
And I was...
Yeah. Sorry, was there anything else that you wanted to add to that?
No, I was laughing at your agreeing with me.
No. What I would say, Lena, is if you can come into and do the diamond work, I can guarantee you that it will actually open up the gateways to a greater realization and a greater degree of connectivity with your divinity, because that's one of the things that I can say unequivocally in respect of so many of the people that I've actually worked with, is that that is what it does, is it helps to release and to remove whatever the barriers are. So whether you actually choose to come in through the group program, which is very powerful, or even may consider some individual sessions, because when I can focus in on what is happening within your fields, within your energetic structure, within your architecture, then we can provide some very, very specific guidance in respect of what needs to be adjusted to support your connection. But, I mean, here's a wonderful thing. There was a workshop that I held in the UK many years ago now, and one of the ladies that came on the workshop kept saying to me, in the morning, this was in the morning of the workshop, I don't see things. I don't see things. I can sense things, and sometimes but I don't see things. And I said, well, that's okay. Just work with us with whatever the senses are that you are using as a conduit to be able to connect with this energy in this work. And that's okay. That's fine. One thing that the diamond does is it amplifies our innate gifts. So if we have an innate gift of clairvoyance or whatever it is, it amplifies that, and it activates those that are more latent within us. By the end of the afternoon, so we're sitting in the group, and I took the group through a process, and they all came out, and they were busy sharing. And the same lady sat there and said, I was seeing this, that, and the next thing, and I saw this, and I saw that, and she didn't realize what she'd said. And the rest of the group looked at me, and they looked at her, and they all were beaming from ear to ear. And I said, okay, do you guys actually want to tell her and bring that to her awareness, or do you want me to? And they actually shared with her, and she just couldn't believe it, because she didn't realize that that is what she'd actually been saying, that she had actually seen. It was just so natural, such a natural part of the process that she just flowed with it. You know, and that is the beauty of it. The diamond is a bridge to your divinity. So it will, in whichever way you choose to engage with it and choose to further your connectivity with it, open up the gateways to enable you to connect with your divinity in a way that is actually perfect for you, to connect with your soul, to connect with your purpose.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Dina.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in.
You bet.
Awesome. I love where you took her with that. And again, it's the awareness of what we're capable of and that we have that answer within us. And again, it comes out so naturally when we take the time to gain that awareness that gives us the clarity of who we really are and what we're capable of. So, Dina, you're on your way. And I would argue that she's not stepping into her divinity. Just by you being here, Dina, you're already shining a light. It's just maybe not shining as bright as you like or as bright as you know that you're capable of, but your presence, just by you being on the show and your awareness that something else is available, your presence actually sees other people with possibilities of what your current awareness brings. So you're quite the light. Don't sell yourself short. But is there more? Absolutely. And how exciting that you get to step into it if you choose to step into Julie's program or somebody else that can hold that presence, that can hold that light for you as an example of what's possible within you. So absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Dina. All right, let's move on to the next caller. Next caller that I have is a caller from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Telephone number ending in 1624.
Hi, John.
Hi, who am I speaking with?
Can you hear me? This is Graylin.
Can hear you great.
Hi, Graylin.
Yes.
Hello, Graylin.
Oh, beautiful name.
Thank you so much. It's great to talk to you both and to everybody out there. My question is, I'm a bit new to the whole understanding of diamond light, but lately I have been in meditation. I've been seeing myself working with light, and it's almost like dancing with light, as though I'm doing Tai Chi and the light is dancing with me. So there's a lot of color and there's purpose to it in some way. It's like it's been requested that the light and I dance together, and it's forming some frequency that is specific to something that's requested for a situation or a moment. It's meant to connect. But what I'm seeing all around me at the same time is like an iridescent, multifaceted, beautiful, it's like crystalline light with facets. It's like the colors that reflect off the facets of a diamond. So I just wanted to see what you have to say to that, my dear.
Graylin, what I would say is you're connected. You're seeing it. You are connected with it. The light is actually flowing through. Just keep on going, because that's what you're doing. You're weaving that light. You're bringing it through. And the more you actually connect with and work with the diamond as you embody that, it will actually give greater clarity to what it is that you are actually weaving the light into and for, and being able to anchor that new consciousness through your being to be able to offer that to others, whether that's just an offering through being you. So no, that's absolutely, that's just fantastic. I love it. A student that I actually had on one of my workshops a number of years ago actually was so excited after the workshop. She phoned me a couple of days later and she said, Julie, I had to talk to you. Because I went outside to answer a phone call because I couldn't get a signal on my phone. She said, and all I saw all around me were diamonds. I saw the grid. I saw the diamonds. And that's exactly it. Sort of as we enhance our awareness of it, it becomes more visible. So yeah, well done you. Keep on going.
Thank you so much. That really gives me kind of a direction to connect with. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you, Graylin, for calling in. And Graylin, you want to hang up for the activation, and we're going to review the product here in a little bit because this product is actually going, again, I believe it's going to help you amplify what you're seeing and step more into the power and the awareness of it, and that may also provide you clarity on how to use what's coming in the way that really brings more passion and purpose and fulfillment into your life, so that you can pass it forward to other people. So hang out for that definitely, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks, Graylin.
It's great.
All right, awesome. Let's take another caller here. And my computer's catching up, so give me a second here, guys. And let's see here. We want to go to let's go to Mount Kisco, New York. Telephone number ending in, let's see here, telephone number ending in 6786. Are you there? Hello, caller from New York, are you there? Hi.
Hi.
You're on the line with us.
Hello.
Who are you speaking with?
Oh my gosh, Gloria.
Hey, Gloria, welcome to the show. What's your question for Julie?
Hi, Julie. I have always been drawn to diamonds, and I feel like every time I meditate and I look through my third eye, I see this light, and it's like white light, so I'm not sure what it is. Can you shed some light? Are you there?
So yes, I'm here. Can you hear me, Gloria?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you can hear me? Okay, that's absolutely fabulous. Well, the third eye, as we know, is our conduit into the world of consciousness. It is sort of that inner vision through which we experience and connect with the light of our own being. And ultimately, the light of our own being crystallizes, if you like, or becomes crystallized and takes on form through the diamond. So that, to me, is what you are connecting with, just in its primary form at the moment, and it will begin, the more you actually work and focus on perhaps connecting with your diamond essence and asking for that to become a part of your reality and creating and building your personal diamond matrix, the more you will actually see the magnificence of that light, not just with your third eye and not just in your third eye, but actually throughout your entire being and your entire body. And this attraction to diamonds is exactly that. You know, it's this underlying knowing, this almost an unconscious knowing that there is something that is really significant about the diamond. There is a value that diamonds have that goes way beyond the marketing hype and what we've actually been sold. And in fact, can I just share with you that diamond is one of the most common, stones, if you like, or matrices in the universe. There are, you're going to love this if you love diamonds. There are
It's my birthstone, by the way.
Is it? That's wonderful. There are diamonds the size of planets that exist.
Oh, wow.
Because when a star supernovas, it actually goes through a process where it basically eventually condenses into one enormous planetary-sized diamond. Now, isn't that just amazing to us?
It's amazing. How beautiful. And so I just want to share that about, I don't know, a week ago when Deborah was on this show, I bought her package, and that night I was in one of my dimensions, and I was seeing myself being activated in a chamber. And so that's all I remember. I don't know what happened after that. I don't know, but since then, this light has increased tremendously. Like the more I expose myself to, sunbathing with my third eye, and I feel more. And today I just happened to see that you were here, and it was just like meant to be. There's no coincidence. It's just everything is unfolding, and I'm so grateful that I got to talk to you. Thank you so much. My heart is like pounding right now.
Oh, that's wonderful. You will begin to see within the light, Gloria, sort of that light that you're seeing in your third eye, the aspects of information that actually present themselves as other archetypal energy forms, as different geometries, different shapes. Just be aware of when that light appears to you, what you begin to see, because the greater the more we develop our diamond matrix, our diamond grid, and our connection with it, the more we access the information that actually flows through it. And that information is presented in a number of ways. So you begin to see it in the form of colors, of geometries that are actually called the diamond light codes, because they're packets of information. the archetypal images, whatever it might be, but it's access to higher quality and higher consciousness information. So, yeah, keep on going.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, John.
Thank you for calling in. Yes. I love it. I love how all these people are getting all of this information's coming in for them, and there's this quickening that's happening, and to have access to this type of facilitation, it just really raises the bar on what's possible. So, Julie, what I'd love to do right now is take a few moments and go through the offer that you put together for our show. It's the first time you've been on a telesummit, and it's such an amazing offer. I want to invite everyone that's listening to follow along. So to do that, click on the special offer button that's on the webcast page where you're listening to this call from. And if you're not there, you can always type into your browser beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. When you get to the marketplace page, find Julie's picture, her special offer button, and click on that, and it'll take you to the same special offer page that we're going to review here together. So, Julie, if you could take a few minutes and describe what people are going to receive that participates, and also why you created this, I'd certainly appreciate it, so that people can know what's available and your motivation of increasing the possibility of this expansion that everybody has available to them.
Thank you so much, John. And I'm just really excited about this package, because even for people in my, what I call sort of my regular or core community, it represents a step up. It is a different level of activation. And if we can understand the diamond matrix as a fractal pattern with all of these facets, there are levels of activation that actually take place. And with the levels of transformation that we've been going through, and the information, the energies coming onto our planet, this really is a notch up, if you like, in respect of, as I say, the diamond activation. So this program I've called the Diamond Template Activations. It's a program, it's an invitation to really engage with, to step up and engage with your multidimensional self and literally plug into the divine matrix, because that's what the diamond grid is. It's a journey, it's a sequence of activations, and I will be conducting these specific 5 activations live. Each of the activations is also accompanied by an informational component to the process. So as I do with all of my processes, it's not just a case of, well, just trust me, here's an activation. I'm a scientist by nature, so I actually include a lot of validating information to support whatever we are doing, as well as to provide additional insight into the diamond. So I do that through the processes. The reason why I've also structured these template activations live is because having, as I mentioned earlier, more people on the call gives us the ability to really amplify the effect for every single person involved to get a greater benefit. The calls are recorded, so if you can't join in live, you will get the benefit of the amplified energies that have been anchored through that process in the recording. So there will be people who will be able to make it live, which give us the expanded experience, and then the recordings will be available for those who are not able to make it. So the sequence of 5 activations that I've actually put together is based on a couple of new processes that have actually been coming through in the last 2 months, and that is the first one is deconstructing redundant patterns. So it's like we can't create a new matrix or a new building or this new reality that we want to, or that we desire to see on Earth, if we have not gotten rid of all of the old foundations, the foundational structures. You know, it's like trying to build a new building with a completely different floor plan on the foundations of an old building, you know, so you haven't leveled or dug out those foundations or anything. So the first one is going to be deconstructing all that is old in respect of the foundations, and then reconstructing the diamond matrix for activation of the advanced templates. That's the first session. The second activation is activating the templates for Cosmic Heart Merge, and I'm just really excited about that because it really amplifies the radiance of the heart field, our heart field, and enables that connectivity into the greater diamond grids, the greater cosmic grids, the planetary heart, the planetary grids. So there are levels of merge that take place through that activation. The third aspect is activating the DNA informational templates and opening to receive cosmic information through the Diamond Light code. So there is some Diamond Light code sharing and involvement engagement with that particular activation as well. And I will share a lot of information with you about the DNA, how the diamond links with the DNA, because that's all really exciting stuff. And then the diamond codes to really activate those sequences within the DNA that enable us to open up to new information. The fourth one is the balancing of polarities and the activation of the inner alchemical marriage. One of the prime qualities of the diamond is its ability to balance opposites, to actually balance polarities, the masculine and the feminine, heaven and earth, to hold us in a stable space, a coherent space that enables us to balance all of those polarities, because it's only when we are able to do that that we are able to transcend them. So we can't transcend anything that we actually haven't been able to look at, to engage with, and to hold in perfect balance. So we're going to be looking at the masculine, feminine, and in particular, because that is the inner alchemical marriage, the blending, the merging, and the absolute unification. Another word for the diamond grid, another description, is the unity grid, the paradise grid. It's the paradise of that inner relationship. So we're going to activate that. Activating, and then the fifth one that I'm so excited about is also activating your inner cathedral of light. We really are going to provide through this one an inner sanctuary and an inner temple within the diamond matrix that will serve to reseed your diamond grid. If ever you actually find that you're going through something really difficult or emotional in life, you can go back into that inner cathedral that has been activated, and you can re-expand yourself into the fullness of your diamond being, and reignite the matrix. So we're going to work on activating that cathedral of light. So that's the program. And then there are 3 special bonuses that complement that are available immediately. The program actually starts on the 28th live, but the special bonuses really support and help to prepare your space for that live program. The first one is an emotional body purification, which is a webcast with information, and a diamond process that really clears, realigns, and harmonizes your emotional body. So it supports your ability to release outdated patterns and become the witness of your emotions without becoming embroiled in the dramas. And that really serves to support the deconstructing of redundant patterns, which is the first really intense diamond template activation in the program. And the second bonus is aligning with the new planetary human, and this is a process of beginning to align with our future multidimensional self through the timelines of the diamond grids, through the multidimensional aspects of the universal diamond grids. So it's allowing our future self to light the path for us. So it lights the way, enabling us to deeply trust and have faith in the process, because that's our guiding light. And then the third one is the awakening your inner diamond child, and that's an MP3 download, which is really uplifting and light-filled and helps to take us into the joy of being in that space, of being in our diamond space. And I'd love to add that the special price for all of this is pegged at $111, because 111 is the number of the diamond. So for those of you, and there's not really much time to go into too much detail about that at the moment, but for those of you that have seen 11s and 111s and 1111, those are all diamond triggers, and 111 is the diamond number. And I will explain that sort of when we get into the the live program. So I do hope that you will come and join us and join me in the new Diamond Template Activations program, which is going to be really exciting. Thank you, John.
Well, and this is really wonderful. And again, it's the work that you and I did together, and how you take it deep and make it accessible for everybody through these activations. I'm just thrilled that we finally get to share this, because there's so much expansion that takes place. And again, this program is a testament to that, what's possible for people once they get into this awareness and start practicing with these energies. So, guys, this is a really special offer. Again, the Diamond Template Activations. Julie's absolutely amazing. The program sells for $111, and there's a 2-payment option as always. We want to make sure that you guys have access to it. So we try to find different ways to facilitate the ego coming up and telling them that it's okay, that you're actually doing something for yourself, that you're choosing you and your ego and everything else about you, so that you can step into, again, these energies that are showing up for us and asking us to amplify. And if you want to do it with ease and with more grace, then by following the processes and initiations that someone like Julie can bring to the table, again, it's going to bring that ease and grace that's going to take you that much further, that much faster. So again, $111 is a 2-payment option. Add it to the cart once you get on the page. And again, you can get to this page by clicking on the special offer link on the webcast page, or by going to the following webpage, beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. Once you're there, find Julie's picture, click on the special offer, and it'll take you to that very same description of the products that Julie just reviewed with us. So that's wonderful, Julie. Thank you for putting this together for us. And Julie, what I'd love to do now, I feel the energy, and everybody, I feel everybody's just ready to pop. Why don't we go ahead and get into the this matrix activation that you're telling us about? Describe a little bit of it to us, if you would, and let's dive right in.
Okay, that's fantastic. What I'm going to do is take you through an inner matrix activation, which begins the process of activating the biological resonators in your body, so that your cells begin to recognize the frequency of this diamond light. The one thing I just want to explain to you is that we work with the diamond field, and the primary diamond field or octahedral field around you connects with your soul star above your head, which is an external energy center, and the earth star below your feet. And it centers right in the geometric center of your body, which is the tip of your tailbone. And that's called the sacrum, or the holy bone. And there's a reason why it's called the holy bone. And once we've actually gotten that stable, we're going to use breath, and I'm going to bring in certain color frequencies to assist you in removing the barriers and helping to soften the barriers to the heart, and to build your personal power, the recognition of the power that you have within you. And biological resonators, you have components within your body. For instance, the iron in the hemoglobin molecules in your blood is octahedral. The very oxygen that you breathe is octahedral. If it could crystallize, it would form an octahedral lattice. And you have magnetite in your brain, and that's just really to name a couple. So those are the only ones we're going to have time for at the moment, but it really will initiate a deeper level of activation within you. So I hope that's okay, John?
Absolutely. I think it's wonderful. I'm excited to get started.
Okay. So, yeah, if everybody's ready, just bearing those descriptions in mind, what I'd like you to do is to make yourself comfortable, to gently close your eyes, and just begin by focusing on your breathing. For as you do, you begin the process of quietening your mind and allowing your consciousness to rest into your body. So deep breath in and out. Simply allow your breathing to find a natural rhythm and flow that is perfect for you. Deep breath in and out. And your eyes are just gently closed. And with your breathing, you become aware of the muscles releasing any tension. The muscles in your face relaxing, your jaw relaxing. The joints in your fingers and toes easing. And become aware of a glowing energy center above your head, approximately a foot. This is your soul star energy center. Your personal star, as it is often called. Just notice it. And as you turn your consciousness and attention to it, it begins to glow in a very soft golden color. And then you take your attention down below your feet to what is known as the Earth Star, the same distance below your feet. And as you turn your consciousness towards the Earth Star, it begins to glow in a beautiful, loving, soft magenta. And emanating from your soul star now is a beautiful octahedron of light, expanding and descending around you. A golden chamber. That descends and expands in all directions equally. And you may become aware of a tingling or a pressure along your spine as the diamond descends so that the bottom point connects with the Earth Star below your feet and holds you within the center of this golden body of light, this golden glowing diamond. Gently and softly. And you notice that there are axes extending from the front and the back and from each side, meeting at the very center of your being, at the base of your spine. And where they meet, there is a burst of light. And that light travels up your core column and down, reaching up to your soul star and down to your Earth Star. And expand your breathing now so that your breathing encompasses your diamond, that your diamond begins to breathe with you in harmony with your natural flow, with the in and out breath. Pulsing with living light. And you change the color of your breathing by setting the intention to breathe in the color turquoise. Breathe it in through your diamond, into your body, into your heart. For turquoise represents emotional freedom, our ability to connect with the unified field of humanity, our ability to live freely with our emotions. And as you breathe in that turquoise, it not only activates your high heart, begins to stimulate a higher aspect of your heart, it also softens any walls or barriers that you've placed around your heart. And you breathe in turquoise and you breathe out yellow. And as you breathe out yellow, you release stress, anxiety, fear, tension, any thoughts of powerlessness or worthlessness, any mistaken ideas about your own value that have made you less than. Breathe in freedom, breathe out that stress, and feel your body and your consciousness begin to surrender into the safety of this diamond field. And this diamond field becomes clearer and clearer as a sky blue color. As you breathe in turquoise, breathe out yellow, you are left with the clarity of a blue sky, the expansiveness of being able to see farther than you've been able to see before, like a blue sky on a clear day. And then from your Earth Star Energy Center, there is a pulse of magenta light into your field. And the magenta blends with the blue to deepen the color into the indigo or the dark blue of a night sky. You are held in the embrace and the love of Mother Earth. As the color within your diamond deepens. And like the night sky, it gives you visibility to be able to see your inner light more clearly as it ignites. And as you continue breathing in through your diamond into this deep, dark, peaceful, restful, calm space, all clutter disappears. You become aware of the iron within the molecules in the cells of your blood, beginning to resonate and vibrate. These are tiny diamond-shaped molecules attracting oxygen, vital life force, prana, chi into them. And these vibrating iron molecules, as they attract the oxygen through your breath, ignite sparks of light as the oxygen merges with the iron to be carried around the body. And you see those sparks of light as tiny fused diamonds, beautiful, brilliant sparks being carried around your blood ignited and enlivened by the life force that you are breathing in, charged with the vibrancy of your diamond chamber, your sacred diamond field. And against this deep indigo backdrop, turn your vision inwards and you see that your being becomes enlivened and lit up with 1 billion stars, pinpricks of amazing light, communicating and carrying diamond information right down to the cellular structures in your body, quickening, vibrating, opening space and expanding. And from your soul star, you now see golden filaments just simply being released into your diamond. Golden filaments of soul, of your golden essence. And these golden filaments descend into your body, and they're attracted by the sparks of diamond light within your blood and your cells. And those golden filaments weave together, linking up all of the sparks of light into an internal cellular diamond matrix. The matrix of your soul, enlivened with the life force of the divine matrix in the universe itself. And your being pulses with the glow of this light. And you see these matrices forming within your body, in your organs, in your bones, holding together the fabric through which you can receive information into the deepest parts of your cellular structures, helping you to embody soul, your essence, your purpose, your very beingness within your physical form. Be aware of the vibrations, be aware of anything that emerges within you as this matrix takes shape within your body. And be aware of a warmth and an expanded feeling, an expanded heat and energy within your heart, as your heart is brought into resonance with the greater divine gifts of the universal diamond matrix. And as you embrace all that you are, there is a light that flows down your central core column, holding you stable, balanced, heart-filled, in an embrace of soul or divine love. You are all diamonds. Embrace the beauty and the gift that you bring to the world through your beingness that's now alive with these sparks of interconnected light. Take a deep breath in And breathe out as you hold this space and all its vibrations. Move your fingers, move your toes, and allow yourself to return to waking consciousness. Hello? Are you back?
Oh, we're back. I went deep with you, Julie. Wow. That was fantastic. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Guys,
I know that we had limited time. Yeah, there's so much. I mean, that can really, really go deep. So are there any comments, any sharings from people?
Well, not yet. I think people are still coming out of it as well. That was really deep. Well, what can people expect after this activation, Julie? What might come up in their system or into their consciousness that perhaps was there before?
Well, what people may actually experience is an ongoing vibration that actually lasts for a couple of hours, and I know that I'm certainly aware of it at the moment. So especially if it's late at night, it might actually sort of be stimulating. So it's a very stimulating energy. It can fuel you into action. They may actually find inspirational insights dropping in. That's what I actually refer to it as. It's like suddenly I have these ideas and these instructions from spirit, from my higher self, from big jewels, and they drop in. So you might have inspirational ideas. You may actually begin to see or perceive, become aware of geometries in your meditation, because what happens when we activate the diamonds and we activate the matrix of light, it also opens the way for receiving these packets of information, which often come in the form of geometry. So that's one of the things that some people do experience, is like this awareness of different geometries. One of the things that is really, really beautiful is people suddenly find themselves or their eyes being drawn to images, messages that contain the essence of, or words that actually connect with diamond. So that's one of the things. Reminders. You may actually see a lot more synchronicity in respect of 1111's double digits, the double digit phenomenon on clocks. So that once you've had just even the fundamental activation, this begins to be one of the things that's actually experienced. And the 1111 and the 111s are actually a call into diamond consciousness. It's like stop and in that moment ask what it is that you were thinking, where it is that you may be out of alignment, and it's an invitation. 111, 1111 is an invitation to come back into alignment. Or it's a confirmation that you are in alignment and you're on the right track. So just be aware of whatever it is you're thinking when you see that. That's one of the things. Some people actually do also, even with this sort of fundamental activation, notice physical responses, heat in various parts of their body. You may have awareness of certain physical issues that you didn't have before, because the diamond begins to amplify that. So as I say, you may actually find that there's awareness of something that you have been closed off to or not aware of, and it's coming up so that you can pay attention to it and actually either heal or whatever it might be. It could present in a number of different ways. So yeah, the responses to that could be many.
Well, then that makes a lot of sense, Julie. Wow. Well, Julie, I want to leave everybody with this. I want everybody to stay into the zone. So I want everyone on the call just sit here and relax in this beautiful energy and know that we're going to run the replay all week long, all through the weekend. We'll even give this call away at the end of the season so that you guys can have these activations for your library as you keep doing the transformational work. So no worries, know it's going to be there. We'll send the replay link out a little bit later this evening. But also I want to encourage all of you guys listening, participate in Julie's special offer. It's her very first telesummit offer, and she has gone all out, and the quality of work that you're going to receive from this is superb. So I highly encourage her work. Go to the special offer. To get there, just click on the special offer button on the webcast page where you're listening to this call from if you're on the computer. Or you can also type into your browser, beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. And once you do that, you'll find Julie's picture. Click on that, it'll take you to the offer. And this is new, guys, also. I'm really excited about this because we've changed up the website. Even if you just want to go to the landing page of Beyond the Ordinary Show, just www.beyondtheordinaryshow.com. At the very top, you'll find tabs, and in that tab, one of those tabs is the marketplace as well. Again, we want to make sure that this work is accessible to you guys and that you don't have to go through all these different steps to access these products. And so we've made some changes that I hope and I trust actually are going to facilitate you being able to find the teachers, the motivation that's going to help you progress with these new energies in a way that's much more graceful, much more at ease, that fills your heart, that's with fun, with passion, and that gives you that sense of purpose that you're looking for. So that's coming up as well. So not coming up, that's available now as well on the landing page. So again, take advantage of that. And Julie, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for doing what you do and for allowing Beyond the Ordinary Show to be your first telesummit that you bring this work to. It's been an honor.
John, thank you so much for providing the forum, for being open enough to actually share your heart and to open up those gateways for people, for teachers, for healers, not only for us, but for everybody that's on the call to be able to share in this environment, to hold sacred space. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. Can I mention one last thing for the listeners? Is that one of the things that they may find happening after the call or after this activation is an increased sensitivity, heart sensitivity, increased compassion, increased ability to empathize with others, because the one thing that is amplified always through working with the diamond is the heart field. So increased compassion for self and others, increased sensitivity. So yeah, just wanted to give that.
Oh, wonderful. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. Everyone that's on the call with us, thank you guys for holding this sacred space for all of us. We couldn't do this without you. So just like the callers we had earlier, it's, God, if you don't know the divinity that you are, well, we're going to be here to remind you on a consistent basis. Just show up, and if you can't quite feel it, I promise you, with the magic of the collective that we hold here, you're going to remember. You're going to remember who you are, and you're going to start seeing the difference that you're making, not only in your own life, but in other people's lives as well. So you guys are truly masters, and again, it's such an honor to hold this space with all of you. So it's with that I send you a huge hug, all of my love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next call. Have a wonderful evening.